I remember trying to cover my lady bits with a towel. But by this point it's gushing out of me. Basically, so it's not like the towel's doing any good. I'm sitting there smiling apologetically to the crowd around me when I hear a sound like a cork popping out of a champagne bottle. When I look down between my legs, this fully dressed little man shoots out of me and flops down onto the deck. I don't know what I can do here, really. It's just an old ventilation grate. Let's put baby oil on it. I won't be able to open it. Okay, fine. Let's talk to the landlord again and see if Orton rings a bell for him. We can just scuffle the microphone while we say his name. That'll make sense, right? Processor and Ankovic, how may I help you? Yeah, hi. It's Victor Neff again. I have another question for you. Hello again, Mr. Neff. How can I help you this time? I'm trying to reach the caretaker of this building. You wouldn't happen to know his name, would you? I think it's Norton. Norton, is it? It might have been. I was really tired last night, though. No, I'm drawing a blank with Norton. Could it have been something else? You might have said Martin. Martin, you say? I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I'll have Felix Martin here, but he's actually listed as your landlord, not the caretaker. That's why I couldn't find him. Would you like his number instead? Yeah, I suppose it must be the same guy. Then his number is 555 64 75 33. Right, got it. Was there anything else you needed? What kind of services did your company provide? Our main service is that of a realtor, but we also extend a bit beyond that. We basically connect people looking for apartments with people who have apartments to rent or sell. But if you ever need help with things like renting furniture or negotiating leases, we also provide those types of services. Did that answer your question? Thanks, that's good to know. Was that all? That's all, thank you. No problem. Goodbye. Bye. Slams it down. Okay. Let's call Mr. Martin. Martin here. Hello, this is Victor Neff from the second floor. The couple you let in yesterday? Yes, Mr. Neff. Are you settling in alright? Everything's fine, thanks. But I was just wondering when you'd be around to deliver the spare key you mentioned last night. Oh, I'm sorry. I all but forgotten about that. I figured you might have. I'll be right up. Thanks. Okay. Now we just do a little dance while we wait. Open the door, maybe. Leave. Have you called the caretaker? Yeah, I just got off the phone with him. He said he'll be right up. I'm just gonna check if the furniture has arrived. Can't you stay until he gets here? I don't want to be alone when he comes in with the spare key. Okay, because of the creepy dream, I'll stay. You know, reassure the wife. Thanks, darling. Open the door. Hello, Mr. Neff. Here's the spare key. Thanks. Is this the apartment? Is the apartment in order? Everything seems fine. Just tell me if you need help with anything. Was that all? What should I call you? Are you the caretaker or the landlord? Processor and Ankovic didn't have you listed as the caretaker. I can see how that would be confusing. My family's owned the house for generations. I rent out the apartments I don't need and try to take care of the estate as best that I can, making me both the caretaker and your landlord. I see. If I need you again, where do I find you? I have an office downstairs. Didn't you see it when we arrived? I guess I was too tired. Just ring the doorbell. I live and work there, so I'm there at all times. You live in your office? The office is just the front room. My apartment extends further in. You had me worried there for a second. That's all for now. Then I'll head downstairs. Don't be shy if you need me. Thanks. He is definitely a creepy vibe guy. Alright. Time to see what the furniture movers are up to. I should have used this actually. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I'm really bad at remembering what voices characters have in games when I'm, voicing them. Because, yeah, I don't do that very often. Obviously. But I want to try for the recording, and it'll be fun to do, I think. I think the movers might have a tool or two, but I'm just going to talk to the wife again about the creepy dude in the dream. Was that Mr. Martin I heard in the hallway? He was here to drop off the keys. Did you get a creepy vibe off of him? Yes, I did. I totally did. Can't say that I did. He still seems quite nice to me. Well, Victor, you've got the wrong vibe. Did you want anything, my love? Yes. I want to ask you what your dream was about. You really want to hear it? It's a bit graphic considering that you just ate. I've read about pregnancy dreams. I think I can take it. Are you studying up on pregnancy? Of course, I want to share what you're going through as much as I can. You might just make a good father after all. Anyway, I was sipping my drink on the sun deck when I heard the sound of running water. So I looked around for the source when I noticed the water came from me. Okay. You dreamt your water broke? That's what I thought. But after a while, it was pouring out of me like a spring flood. Dreaming about water is pretty common during pregnancy, after what I've read. What happened then? So, I'm sitting there embarrassed in front of the crew. I remember trying to cover my lady bits with a towel. But by this point, it's gushing out of me, basically, so, it's not like the towel's doing any good. I'm sitting there smiling apologetically to the crowd around me when I hear a sound, like a cork popping out of a champagne bottle. When I look down between my legs, this fully dressed little man shoots out of me and flops down onto the deck. Some of the people from the crowd help him up. I see who it is. The caretaker from last night. He gets up, brushes the water from his coat, and looks at my private parts and casually says, "That's the most interesting entryway to date. I'll have to make a note of it in my journal." What the hell? That is some crazy dream. I mean, I've had some. I don't think I've had that level of crazy of dream. But then again, I've never been pregnant. So, I guess that makes more sense, right? Don't have pregnancy dreams if you've never been pregnant. Maybe. What an odd thing to say after Justin being born. And does entryway mean that he's going to go back in at some point? Ugh. He sounds more like a professor than a caretaker. Yeah, that was something dryly academic about him. He's just old, Alicia. They're all a bit dry. Sounds that caretaker made quite an impression on you. I thought he seemed nice last night, but dreaming this. Yeah, I can see how it would be weird seeing him again after that. I'll get over it. I just need a little time. I want to hear more of the story. Tell me about your dream again. You really want to hear it? Yeah. It's a little bit graphic considering you just ate. I want to hear it. Studying for pregnancy? Yes, of course. Yeah. Good father after all. Anyway. Running water, it came from me. Yeah. What happened then? Yep, something about towel. Yep, doing any good. When I hear a sound. Like a cork popping out of a champagne bottle. Oh no. He gets up, brushes the water from his coat, looks at me and says, "That's a nice, interesting entryway to date. I'll have to make a note of it in my journal." Then what? That's when I woke up. Really? I had to go through all of that to get to that then what? Oh, this game. Okay, then what? That's when I woke up. Okay. Let's go for this one then. Yep. Okay. So. That's good to know. Yeah, let's help the movers then. What a weird dream. I guess that's what you get in the dream machine. Weird dream. Hey. Did that door just close as I left? Let's ring the doorbell. We gotta be friendly. Just a moment, dear. I'll be right with you. Yes? Hello, ma'am. My name's Victor Neff. My wife and I just moved next door to you. I just thought I'd stop by and introduce myself. Why, hello there, young fella. I'm Eddie Jones, the resident senior of this house. Do you live here by yourself? Yes, I do. It's just me and my memories now. I used to have a husband, but then he went away, the way of mortal men. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, don't be. I didn't care for him much anyway. Okay. There was only room for one woman in his life. And she wasn't me, if you know what I mean. Ooh. Saucy. Did you say your name was Victor Neff? Like the actor? Just like the actor, but he lived before my time though. But you two must be related, surely. No relation, I'm afraid. I've never seen any of his movies either, to be honest. you're missing out. He had a knack for playing brutes. He used to be a boxer, you see. Then I assure you our similarities end with our names. You seem like such a polite young man, unlike the caretaker here. Mr. Martin? Yeah, that's the one. You don't like him? How could I? He tried to get me evicted as soon as his father died. Fortunately, I've got connections with the housing board in this town. Wow. What do you know about him? About as much as I care to. I've lived here long enough to see him grow up. I knew his father quite well. He was the caretaker prior to little Felix, a wonderful man. Unfortunately, the apple fell far from the tree. In this case... No, that was a weird way to say in this case, to be fair. Sorry. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm afraid I'm afraid I'm being rude to my guests. A game of bridge between three is, after all, not a game of bridge at all. See you later then, Miss Jones. Just call me Eddie. Everybody does. Bye then, Eddie. Goodbye, dear. I like Eddie. Eddie's cool. Let's look at this box. I think this box contains fire equipment. Possibly. There's a closet door. It's locked. Boo. There's a stairwell that doesn't work. Stairwell seems to be sealed off. That's, judging by the warning tape, I say it's probably hazardous. That's not very safety cautious. If there's a fire, you shouldn't use the elevator. Ah, I thought that might happen. I'm sorry to disturb you again, Eddie, but what happened to the elevator? The door jams every once in a while. You'd be well advised to keep some sort of grease product handy. I'd lend you some butter, but I'm all out, I'm afraid. So we're trapped upstairs forever. If we don't have oil on us. That's a bit of a nuisance. That's alright. I'll probably be able to find something. Let's go with... I hope I'm not interrupting anything. Not at all. I'm having some friends over for bridge, but they're about as fast as glaciers. They probably wouldn't even notice I'm gone for a few minutes. Wow, such a polite grandma. The apartments are fabulous, but these old houses can be a bit creepy. Well, what did you expect from a house built on an Indian burial ground? Say what? I'm just joshing you, son. It's founded on bedrock, sturdy as can be. You shouldn't bury someone here unless they got run over by a steamroller. I'm sorry I disturbed you, ma'am. I'll leave you in peace now. See you later then, Eddie. Goodbye, dear. Time to lube up the elevator. There we go. To the basement. It requires a key. It's not the right key, fair enough. Press the alarm button. I'd better not. Dang it. Using common sense. I might upset the neighbours. Nah. It's just the elevator alarm. It's not the fire alarm, right? Let's go to floor 1. Going down. Let's look through this window. Oh! Mr. Martin! Fancy seeing you here. I'm gonna examine this key. That must be the key to Mr. Martin's office. Fair enough. Ink pad. Compared to the rest of Mr. Martin's office, the ink pad looks relatively new. I guess you have to keep replacing those things. It's an old wooden stamp. You got some fancy music, Martin. Hello again, Mr. Neff. Do you require anything else? I'm not going to tell him about the dream. So, your family owns this building? That's right. My great-grandfather built this house back in the mid-19th century. It's gone from generation to generation since then. I'm the last in the line. Was there anything else? What can you tell me about the other inhabitants? They keep to themselves mostly. It's a pretty quiet house, and that's the way I like it. Apart from you and me, there are 3 other inhabitants in the estate. On the top floor is Mr. Willard. He doesn't get out much due to his disability. Next to him lives Miss Seed. She works as a night nurse at the Abbey Hospital. She's asleep during the day, so I rarely see her. Next to you we have Miss Jones, a widow since a few years back. I'm afraid her age is starting to get the better of her. But on a good day, she's still quite lucid. What can you tell me about the estate? My great-grandfather used most of it for his research. He was one of the first to study and tried to remedy sleeping disorders. The patients would live in wards upstairs while undergoing treatments. But as the funding became an issue, he sectioned off more and more of it as apartments. In the end, this office and the back room was all that remained. Let's not talk about the strange dream. I'm here if you need me. Open left door. Stairwell seems to be sealed off. Judging by the warning tape, I say it's probably hazardous. Probably. Hey, there we go. Let's look at my mail. Which one is ours? I guess it'll be Mr. Brittle, Trevor Brittle. Nice. Let's use our key. Yay! There's nothing in there. Let's just okay. Hello, Mr. Mover. I'm just gonna look at the sofa first. Admire it. The sofa is blocking the entrance. It seems to be permanently stuck. That's not good. Yeah, and we've all out of baby oil. Crap.